Hello, foodie friends. We're back outside again with our rocket stove. Mitch is building us a fire because we are going to take another look at Foxfire's book of wood stove cookery. And this time, I'm really excited for this one because we're going to do a few recipes out of it, only one of which is going to be needing to be cooked on this rocket stove, and that is going to be a very traditional Southern fried chicken. Fried chicken is probably not the best thing for you, but it's probably most of everyone's favorite way of eating chicken. And I'm really excited for this one because I've only ever done it a couple times on the stove inside the house, never done it over an open fire. So it's gonna be kind of an experiment to see if we can pull this off. So wish us luck and stay tuned to the very end to see, do we actually make this? And if we do, does it taste good? All right, guys. This was kind of a hard one.
It was a little rough, yeah.
Yeah, we had some ups and downs with this.
If you've not cooked over an open fire a lot, then it's a little hard.
It is a little hard. I say while it's still warm, it's not piping hot because of a few little things that happened in between cooking and doing everything. But let's go ahead and try it, and then we'll talk about, just some of the problems we came into. Okay, green beans, excellent. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay. Now let's try this really unusual salad.
Not sure what to expect with this one.
Not really sure how you eat it, but this is how they said to do it in the book.
It's kind of like a coleslaw.
Yeah.
But the apple adds like a little sweetness to it.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's like kind of a refreshing flavor.
It is. I'm making such a mess. Okay, so let's kind of talk about some of the things that went wrong and the things that we really like. So number one, anything that went wrong was completely and totally our fault.
Right. Like I said, if you've not cooked over a fire a lot,
right,
there's a little bit of trial and error. Like getting the right temperature in a skillet.
Our first piece was burnt on one side.
Yeah. Yeah. But not quite done on the inside.
Yeah, so those pieces ended up having to go in our air fryer just to finish their internal cooking. Yeah. But then you said you worked on the second and third batch.
Right. And, you kind of keep an eye on it. And if it's browning a little too fast, you can pull it off the fire for a little bit. And being cast iron, it holds that heat for a long time anyway. So it takes it a while to cool off. And then you can kind of adjust the temperature by like how close it is to the fire. Right.
And what you were doing is what they would have been doing with dampers.
Yeah, on a wood stove.
Which on a wood stove, and I'm sure anybody who's ever used wood heat to heat their home, you guys already know this.
Yeah.
But for those who don't, and I didn't actually even know this either, even though my parents still use wood heat to this day. But a wood stove for cooking actually had more dampers than even your standard wood stove just for heating the house. So there's, dampers on the flue, but there's also dampers underneath and to the side. And so they were able to control the heat just by turning the dampers on and off. And basically you're just flipping a little knob and it will close or open some little plates that are in the oven that allow airflow. And by controlling airflow, you're controlling the heat. As far as the actual breading and recipe, this chicken is good. Yeah. Not something you want to eat a lot of and all the time because it's probably really bad for you. But once in a blue moon, it's not going to be too bad for you. And so, ironically, this is like one of the most classic Southern dishes you think of when you think of, the South. And my Southern family really didn't cook a lot of fried chicken.
Right.
We had kind of stepped away from that and went into like more healthier forms of, making chicken and stuff. But it's good to kind of go back to it once in a blue moon and indulge a little bit. And if you want to indulge, this is the way to go.
It is very good.
Buttermilk, and fried, oh my gosh, it's so good. And if you don't have a rocket stove, you can save yourself a little bit of fat by putting it in your air fryer.
Yeah.
So that's another good thing. As for the green beans and the potatoes, I mean, it's green beans and potatoes, but it tastes awesome. Yeah. I love it. There's a reason why Southern people have put these two things together for a long, long time now because it works.
Yeah.
when I put this on the stove, I went outside to check you and the chicken. When I come back in, I was like, oh my gosh, I've stepped into my grandmother's house. Because it seemed like we always had a pot of homegrown green beans that they would can, and they cook it in a pot with some potatoes. And it was that exact smell. Oh, I was like gone back to my childhood for a few seconds, and I loved it. So this tastes like home to me.
Yeah.
So I know that taste, and it's awesome. As for this little salad, I would have never put this together in a million years, but it all works, and it all tastes really good.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like, I really like this combination.
Make that
Yeah, this is all things that I would make again.
Yeah.
Maybe not this as often, but these two things, yeah, these would be circulated into our dinners quite a bit.
Yeah.
Really liked it. Now, we've already reviewed this last week.
Right.
So I'm not gonna, repeat all of that. But I will put, again, the website in the description box below if you guys want to check it out. I would highly recommend it. These 3 recipes, awesome out of this book.
Really good.
Yeah, and now bear in mind, a lot of what I made did not have measurements. So you just know how to do certain things,
right.
I guess as a Southern cook at that time. So maybe keep that in mind. Like I said before, if you're a beginner cook, it might not be something you want to learn on, but so far, everything out of this has been really, really good.
Right.
Good eating, and really enjoyed it. So I would highly recommend making any of these dishes if you want to try one.
Definitely.
Now, for next week, we may or may not be on the rocket stove. I haven't decided yet because I did a little bit of eBaying again, and I found Foxfire's larger anthology cookbook. So we're going to be looking into that. There's some more by Addie Norton, my great-great-aunt. There's some more from the women featured in here, and some, different things that look really, really good. So thought we'd try some of that. Don't know yet if we're going to try it outside or if we're going to do it in this oven, but we'll see.
Depends on what it is.
Yeah, and we'll go ahead and review that cookbook and tell you if that's another one that you may want to pick up for some good eating. So thanks for watching this week, and we're going to go so we can tear into this fried chicken. Thanks for watching this one. We'll see you later. Bye.
And if you like historical cooking and unusual cookbooks, here's 2 more videos you might enjoy. And make sure to like and subscribe for more foodie adventures.